Straw Hut Media.
Oh, your boyfriend should be allowed to follow whoever you want, but like commenting, liking their stories. Hey guys, it's Jordan Jones. Welcome to my podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about red and green flags in a partner, basically in honor of Valentine's Day. But before we get started, I'm going to give you guys a hot take of mine and then a crazy story time that I'm currently dealing with. And it's also raining in California, pouring. It's basically a massive storm, which we will get into that. That's what my story time is about. But if you see, these speckles on me, it's because of the rain. All right. I'm going to start this episode off, like I said, with a hot take. This is honestly a controversial statement, but everyone has their own opinions. I just feel so strongly about this. I'm really sad, so I need to get something off my chest. I was watching the Grammys last night. Now, the Grammys have happened a couple days ago because my episodes come out on Wednesdays. Subscribe. So let's talk about what happened at the Grammys, okay? Taylor Swift is amazing. I love Taylor Swift. I went to the movie with my mom. My mom watches it every day. She is a huge Taylor Swift fan. Always listen to her music. All Too Well is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. Anyways, Olivia Rodrigo is my favorite artist, aside from Drake. Guys, I don't know what it is. I love Olivia Rodrigo. And of course, everyone says demographic and stuff, but I was really rooting for Olivia Rodrigo. So I was kind of sad, but of course, Taylor Swift has been around forever. Of course, she gets billions and billions of streams and has the craziest fan base of all time. But I just wanted to give a little shout out to Olivia because I'm a fan. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I literally looked up her concert and she has 4 dates in LA in August. And I'm really thinking about going to all 4, but I really need someone to go with. But yeah, that's just my hot take that I really wish Olivia won something. I'm not saying she should have won Album of the Year or Song of the Year. I'm just saying I really was rooting for her to get something. And it's okay. There's always next year and her whole career is ahead of her. But I just wanted to start that out and say that I was a little bit upset, but I do love Taylor Swift. Next is my story time. Guys, I do live in a very nice building in California, okay? My rent is not cheap at all. And this, of course, is bound to happen anywhere you are, anywhere you live, no matter how much you spend, things are gonna go wrong. Things are going to go right. Things are going to go wrong. So I'm not complaining about that being oh, I spend so much money on my rent. How could this happen? I'm just adding that to my story because we got some special treatment last night. Okay. It was pretty crazy. So California is in a crazy, crazy storm right now. Just downpouring. If you live in Michigan, this is honestly nothing. It is kind of just drizzling, but because we have canyons and everything, the flooding, especially last night, was so bad. So the rain is okay, but the flooding is where it's just really not good. So I go to bed usually at 10:30, 11. And last night I go into my room at 11 and I just kind of hear dripping. Just really sounds like my window's open basically. So I go over to my shades. My shades have been down. I keep my bedroom shades down. I have floor to ceiling windows and it's probably about 6 to 7 feet wide. I hear this drip. And oh my gosh, it's completely flooded. And a little bit of a backstory, my neighbor who lives above me, her ceiling was kind of cracked and there was a drip. So she had to put a pot and then she had to upgrade to a trash can. So that happened yesterday. I'm oh my God, that sucks for you. They'll get it fixed, all this stuff. So then I go to bed last night and I hear that drip. I'm oh my gosh, I have that too. So I lift it up and the entire window is leaking. The entire 7 feet is leaking down. It's just sopping wet. And if you put the flash on, you can see the wall, the drips down the wall and everything. And I tell my neighbor and she's the maintenance guy is downstairs in the garage right now. Please tell him. And I'm oh, I'm about to go to sleep. She's no, they told me to not even sleep in my unit because they're worried about everything. Oh my gosh, I just want to go to sleep. So she tells him and he comes to my unit and I'm oh yeah, I was just about to come get you within 1 hour. So about 12:30 at night now, 7 men are inside of my unit, in my bedroom, covering my bed with a tarp. My producer in the back is laughing. They put a tarp on my window. They duct taped the whole thing. It took them 1 hour and 15 minutes last night. They were done at 1:30 a.m. They duct taped, they tarped. They made a funnel with the tarp going in and then going down in a line that ended in a trash bin. And I couldn't put my shade down. Oh my gosh, it's just like crazy because now they have to like demo. Oh, so then when I woke up, my wood panel is popping out now because I guess wood expands or whatever when it's wet. My boyfriend this morning, he's like, yeah, it's because, you know, when you have a chopstick and it gets wet, it like bends or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I knew that. I didn't. But yeah, so I learned something new. I'm still sleeping there. They did give her like a hotel credit, so that's probably what's going to happen to me. But yeah, so I finally got to sleep. My window was tarped up. I couldn't hear a drip and everything was going well. So that's why my cat is here again today, because we have to take care of that stuff. So enough of that. Done with my hot take, done with my story time. All you guys are interested in are these red and green flags. So let's jump right into it and get started. The first one, this person said their red flags is ghosting, valuing money over love and family/friends, lies. These are all totally normal red flags, especially ghosts. Well, I mean, not especially ghosting, but I just feel like when you're talking to people, that like always happens. Oh, let it just like die out. Like no one wants to be straight up anymore. And every time I get into the situation, I'm like, well, what would I say? And I don't even know what I would say. So it just ends with me being like, good luck on that one, buddy. But my friend and my other friend were talking recently. They basically were like playing games for 2 months and she was like done with it. And this like other guy was hitting her up and she ended up telling the guy that she was talking to someone new. And I'm like, good for you, you know? I just feel like more people need to do that. Not necessarily exactly that situation, but maybe just less ghosting in 2024. Let's work on that. And with valuing money and work and the hustle over like real connections, to me, I've always been one to totally agree on that. This is like maybe bad for me to say, but this is like honestly how I feel. I like grew up, you know, dancing and singing, having all these music videos and tours and, you know, Eyes on Me Forever. A lot of people would say like, oh, I fell off and stuff, but I became more happier because I value love and my family and friends and like my personal life over that. Over the fame. A lot of people around me would do stuff for clout. They'd start fights, date certain people, I don't even know, like post certain things and be all for the views and the streams and everything. And that all, because I was doing it at such a young age, I'm thankful that I kind of got sick of that. In my industry, if you go to any meeting with Snapchat or Instagram, they tell you collab with people. That's how you grow. Collab. It's basically saying, use your friends, use these people, use these connections of yours. It was giving me such a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, that's why there's so many content houses and there were so many, because you lived with them, they were your friends, you had constant access to these people. And I'm not trying to talk down on people who were doing that because, you know, at a certain time in my life, I was doing the same thing, but I just got sick of it faster because I was doing it earlier. I stopped wanting to use people and do things for money and views and streams. And I was just like, you know what? Let me be stable. Let me get a consistent, normal income, but let me be the happiest I've ever been. So sorry for dragging that one along, but I feel like that was really good for me to say. And again, like I had to learn the lesson doing what I just said. So it's like contradicting, but I'm here now. So is Matcha. It's just like me and my cat now. You know what I mean? I'm happy. Next one. She eats with her mouth open. You know, in the last episode with my first guest, Kira Kosserin, so shout out to that episode. If you haven't seen it or heard it, go watch, go listen. We kind of talked about like manners and etiquette, and I'm not saying it's a total turn off for me. I don't know. I guess in the beginning, you're trying to be like your best self with people, and so you would have like the best manners, and then of course you get comfortable with people and you dress a little different, you don't do your hair as good, or maybe, you know, you chew a little louder sometimes on accident just because you're comfortable with the person. I'm just saying there's a lot of scenarios where this type of thing isn't a make or to break it for me. I get that it's a red flag because it's crazy, but it happens. Next one. When they get pissed because you do everything with your kids, #kids first. I mean, I can't really like relate to this one, but I do have a cat. And it's true. People would hit me up just to go get dinner. I make some excuses just because I want to hang out with my cat. I've never really been a homebody, especially like before my relationship. I was always doing stuff. And now I'm so content. I don't need to go do things. I have my cat too. Hi, Macha. She deserves my time and energy. And I feel so bad when I leave. I get that, people want to put their kids first. And I don't think that's a bad thing. But of course, you have to have balances with everything in your life. But some people, that's like a non-negotiable. So what really matters to you, and if you feel like super strongly about that, then that is a non-negotiable for you, and someone will accept that. I love my cat. Okay, next one. When they follow too many girls and they don't even do the bare minimum. Sounds like 85% of men under the age of 26. Maybe not the bare minimum part, but maybe the following girls part. Ooh, I am so thankful that my boyfriend understands that. I think that he maybe unfollowed 10 girls without me asking in the first month or two of dating. Maybe 15 girls. We kind of both just did that. Oh, I don't really need to see this stuff anymore. There's just certain types of people that don't care and that do care about this stuff. So many of my girlfriends that constantly have fights with their boyfriends because they liked girls' pictures. They're in a relationships and they're commenting fire emojis on these girls' posts. And they're like, oh, it's just Instagram. Everyone knows I'm dating you. I don't know. It's just so crazy that this topic is so torn in half. People being like, it's just Instagram. And the people who are respectful and understand, or at least respect your feelings. Also, they don't want you to be following all these guys. I don't know. Maybe some people are going to call that immature. You should be allowed to follow whoever you want. But commenting, liking their stories. I think that to me is a total non-negotiable. I have 4 or 5 of his guy friends that I follow. A couple work people and stuff like that. But it's just, I don't really need to see girls, guys. I don't really need to see anything on my social media. I don't need to see everyone else's life. I unfollow people constantly, and it's not just guys. I'd rather hang out with people and have real connections than, following people on social media. I think I used to follow 5,000 people. So I can't even go through that. Then I did. And I'm wow, I don't need to follow any of these people. Again, this topic is so torn up. I feel like it varies between person and couple. Everyone has different types of relationships. Something that's really important to you guys is not going to be the same as another couple. So it's something that you can't really put a harsh do it or don't do it. It's okay or it's not okay, because a lot of people are, again, different. But there comes a point in a time, even if it's 6 months into a relationship, it just clicks that you're oh yeah, I just need to unfollow everyone. I don't need to see any of this. Yeah. With the bare minimum thing, you kind of have to teach someone how to love you. And I think my grandma told me that. Shout out grandma. She's in Florida living her best life right now. She gives me really good advice, and it's really true. If someone does something really nice for you, you have to acknowledge that. Thank you. That was so nice of you. I really appreciate that. And then guess what? They get it, and they're going to hopefully do it again. Positive words and acknowledgement really makes someone feel good, and then you constantly want to do it again. If your partner is putting in 0, it's not like you're going to put in 100. Well, some people do that. I don't know. I try to be 50-50 or 100-100, and that's just how I like it, because I like love and I like to be treated well, so I want to treat people well. All right. Last one for this episode. They don't get along with my family, red flag, and then green, they are respectful. Well, we love respect, we love caring, we love charming and nice, of course, and not getting along with your family. At the end of the day, a relationship is you guys as one, and eventually, hopefully, you guys will start your own family. And I think it is 100% okay for family members to just be cordial, because when people are almost too invested and they get along too well, it's kind of, well, I don't know. Obviously, that's good. So I don't know. But me and my boyfriend are one. And I'm pretty close with his family because they really live close, but most of my family is in Michigan, barely see each other, barely spend time together, but it's not like he's mean or they're mean to him. It's just like a respect thing. Even if you don't like your person's partner, everyone is going to be like nice. There's no need to be mean and rude and say hateful things because it really puts people in a very awkward situation. It's upsetting for real. Say your partner is mean to your family members. That's like one thing other than like your family being mean to your like boyfriend. My family would be like, bro, just be nice. Come on. That's kind of like what I do and what I have done and what his family will like do to me too. Bro, like just be nice. I'm like sassy one day. It just like happens. You know what I mean? With like my boyfriend, I don't even know what I would say. Not nice. Like I wouldn't be okay with that, I feel like. But I'm also not okay if my family was mean to my boyfriend. I don't know. Clearly, I don't have to deal with this. Everyone is cordial. Like my mom loves my boyfriend, his mom loves me. That's like, I feel like what's most important to us. Outsiders and distant family or whatever, no one cares. Because in the future, like I said, it's just going to be you two. So try to let that blow over. I'm sure nothing crazy happened, but if it did, you're going to have to like make the decision of, you know, if my mom hates my boyfriend, I literally don't know what I would do. My mom is like my everything. It's like family first and everything. And then what's crazy is like your boyfriend's like your chosen one person. Family is like, they're your family because you were like born into there. But then like my person, like I chose him. So it's just like so tricky and hard and sticky conversation. Sorry that last question was not very helpful. Sometimes I try to be very helpful and sometimes I kind of just like repeat what you guys say, but some of you guys seem to like it, so. Thanks for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up on YouTube. Make sure to add us to your library on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and anywhere you're listening. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday with a new episode in the same hoodie because I forgot my change of clothes. Bye!
You've been listening to the Jordan Jones Podcast. Jordan's passion is to inspire, relate, and give you that much-needed one-hour escape from life's everyday struggles. Your family, and we're so glad you're here. Make sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Jordan Jones. Jordyn. This production is brought to you by Straw Hut Media, hosted by Jordan Jones, produced by Ryan Tillotson, edited by Daniel Ferreira. Additional production help by Carolyn Mendoza, Ali Ahmed, and Samir Gonchi. Keep shining bright like the diamond you are, and see you next time on the Jordan Jones Podcast.